This information I want to talk about next is the difference between single agency and dual agency. In both instances, you have to deal honestly and fairly with both parties. In the dual agency situation, as far as factual information, you can provide them with anything and everything that they want, that they request. And here's probably the most important distinction between single agency and dual agency, is that you can, for example, Sam Seller says to you, or Sam Buyer says to you, I want comparables, and you give them to him. And if in a dual agency situation, he says, based on this, what do you think it's worth? In my opinion, you should not be providing that information. If you're advocating for a purchaser or a seller, you not only have a responsibility to do that, but you should do it. You should provide advice and opinions. So a simple, easy way to differentiate between single agency and dual agency is, on the one side, you're informing. On the other side, you're informing and advising. And of course, on that side, you're in single agency. Advice and guidance on financing. In the dual agency situation, you can help them. You can provide them with options. Provide a CMA and price counseling on the single agency side. Provide information about comparables on the dual agency side. Provide negotiating tactics following an inspection would be something you would be working for in a single agency situation. If you have the inspection in your dual agency, all you can do is simply be a conduit for information and not advise people on tactics and strategies regarding the result of those inspections. You can provide negotiation, and not only that, but advice on offer structuring around closing costs to a buyer that you're representing. An unrepresented buyer, you simply have to explain the closing costs and procedures. I do want to tell you that I think dual agency should be avoided at all costs. It's worth noting that it's being outlawed in certain states, and it's under consideration in other states as well. Many attorneys would tell you that dual agency there's another word for it, it's called conflict of interest. And it's an area that I think your risk for litigation, your risk for hurt feelings and misunderstandings go up exponentially when you're in a dual agency role. There are times, very rarely, when you're almost thrust into that situation. Your brother-in-law sells his house. Now he wants to buy a listing that you have. I don't know if there's a way for you to represent that buyer in that other transaction that actually works, because you have confidential information on both sides, and the potential for any of your actions to be misinterpreted or misconstrued go up exponentially. So understand that you're at risk in that situation. If my brother-in-law sold his house with me and he wanted to buy one of my listings, I would certainly be referring him on to someone else to represent him in that transaction.